Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media, and it is so good to be back. Obviously the folders have been down on X, but they're back now, and so we're back now. So yes, Unseen has returned. So it makes it difficult because with the folders being down, I've not been able to put things into the folders. So that means that all the stuff we've missed out on, we've sadly just missed out on. We're going to start again from the past like 24 hours and we'll just kind of go from there. So this one was just an interesting tweet that I saw that kind of told us how Saturday night's main event had done last weekend. It did 1.9 million views, nearly 2 million views. I don't know how that actually compares to previous Saturday night's main events, so I don't know if that's good or not. certainly good compared to the numbers we see for SmackDown, so that's certainly good in that regard. So average viewers, 1.969. I think they would have been quite pleased with that, honestly. I think they would have been quite pleased with that. I think it was quite a stacked Saturday night's main event with John Cena, the return of Cody. We obviously had Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins on there as well. So it did well. I feel like it did well. Right, if you like pettiness in your wrestling, you're going to like this. So this coming from Wrestlevotes Radio. WWE has scheduled an episode of NXT from the ECW Arena on August 19th. Now, that is going to be about the week before AEW hold shows in that same venue. They're actually going to do 6 shows in that venue. And so NXT have jumped in the week before, I think, to just make it feel a little less special for AEW. I'm sure NXT will say there was no connection, but that's a hell of a coincidence. Hell of a coincidence that NXT have jumped in the week before AEW do all of these shows. So I think it's definitely on purpose. I think they're trying to take away some of the magic of AEW being in that ECW arena. So, yeah, as I said, if you like pettiness in your wrestling, then I'm sure you enjoyed that. Right, this coming from Fightful Select. Apparently, they're looking at doing a Super Wrestlemania in Saudi Arabia. Now, it's not going to happen. It could happen. They're saying that there's been conversations, and that's kind of where we are at the moment. I think they've got to be really careful with this. It wouldn't be WrestleMania, just like how the greatest Royal Rumble wasn't the Royal Rumble. It's kind of a way of giving Saudi Arabia a special show, but it's going to have the WrestleMania name. Even if you call it Super Wrestlemania, it's still got WrestleMania in the name, and that really is something you've got to protect. Everyone knows that WrestleMania is the big show. It's the showcase of the immortals. It's the grandest stage, and you don't want to mess around with that. You can't make Super WrestleMania a mid-show. It can't be a so-so card. It's got to feel as big as a WrestleMania would. So I think they've got to be really, really careful here. Because if you put on a show that's just okay and it's got the WrestleMania name and people tune in thinking it's WrestleMania, you might actually be doing some damage to the brand, to the WrestleMania name value. So I'm a bit nervous about that one, to be honest. Right, actually, there's more in these folders than I thought there was going to be. So we were going to play this. It's basically Adam Pearce just saying that Stephanie has been called up from NXT, signed with Raw, and she is actually going to be in one of the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. So we know that she is now on the main roster, which obviously explains why she dropped the title to JC Jane in that shocking result on Tuesday on NXT. Kind of caught the wrestling world by surprise. Well, now we know she's been called up. She's gone to Raw. And actually, I'm so pleased that wasn't spoiled. Otherwise, we might have expected JC to have won that match on Tuesday instead of it catching us off guard. So, word on the street is that Jordynne Grace is on her way up as well. Haven't heard any official announcement there, but believe that she is on her way. And here, Wrestle Talk saying that WWE NXT Great American Bash is currently listed to start at 2:30 Eastern on July 12th, putting it head-to-head with AEW All in Texas, which also starts at 2 p.m. Central or 3 p.m. Eastern. So again, more shenanigans. Yeah, more pettiness. NXT starting super early just so they can go head-to-head with AEW and cause as much disruption as possible. Okay, the top story as well. I don't know if this really is a top story. I would say it feels like one of the top stories coming out of SmackDown, right? Check out what Cody Rhodes said in his promo. I think this might have passed a few people by, right?
Percent serious, and no matter how many times I say no, the offer still stands. And
it doesn't matter how many times I say no, the offer still stands. Cody Rhodes said the offer to still sell his soul still stands with the final boss. So it was really interesting how that line was in there, and it was so well hidden because he says it and immediately moves on to talking about John Cena, and it was so well disguised. It's one of those where you go, did he just say what I think he said? And it really caught my ear during the watch along. And he did say that. And people have been commenting about that. Why would Cody mention the fact that The Rock's offer to sell his soul still stands? We don't even know that. We don't even know that. There's been no word from The Rock that the offer still stands. So how does Cody know that? Has he had other conversations with The Rock? Has The Rock reached out again? Because, you know, after that beatdown at Elimination Chamber, it doesn't feel to me like that offer still stands. So why would he say this? Why would he drop that into his promo? Some people are wondering if this story is going to come back around at SummerSlam. And actually, if that is a little seed that's been dropped as we head towards SummerSlam. I think this is very interesting. Caught my ear when we were doing the live watch-along. And it was the first thing I wanted to check once that stream had finished. So that's why I put it as a top story, because I think it's very interesting. That could really lead to some interesting places. As well as that, Cody and Jay, their finisher is called the Co-D. So here we go against the ropes. So it's that cutter. It's like a 1D using the Cody cutter. And on commentary, they called it the Co-D, which is pretty fun. I'm sure we'll see a Co-D at Money in the Bank. Charlie, shout out to you. So Wade Barrett forgot that his microphone was on. He got a little bit too excited during Jey Uso's entrance.
You're going to see that view behind us. Look at this shit.
I don't know if you can hear. It's very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. He says, you got to see the view behind us. Look at this shiz. So I think he did forget that his microphone was on there for a second. Right, this has been announced. We are going to be getting CM Punk, AJ Styles, and now Grande. They are all in a Money in the Bank qualifier on Monday. So, Larry, thank you. As well as that, I mean, you all saw it anyway. The Saturday night's main event screw job. Oh, look at this. I couldn't tell if that was a bit of makeup that they had put on there to make it look worse. I think it might have been, because when she took the mask off and she was by the ring, I didn't think it looked as bad. So it might have been made up to look a little bit worse than it actually was. But honestly, I have no idea. I have no idea. It looks really bad, though. And even if they have made it up, I think it was the right thing to do. So there we go. She's wearing this. I don't really get the colour scheme relevance. I don't really understand why we've gone with that. Is this something to do with, like, LGBTQ plus support? I kind of think that whenever I see rainbow colours. So I don't know. I'm really not sure. So, but there we go. Chelsea putting that out, and of course everyone saw on the show. They also saw Andrade qualifying. A little bit of a surprise. I think most people thought Jacob was going to qualify. Naomi qualified. Again, little bit of a surprise. I think a lot of people thought it'd probably be Jade. Naomi said, I punched my ticket and your faves in the face. Right, Bianca was going to get a big entrance. We got more detail on that later in this video. Crispy Wrestling just reacting to the fact that we're going to see CM Punk and AJ Styles in the ring confronting each other. And once again, I don't think we've seen these two face to face since Punk returned in WWE. So I genuinely don't know the last time. This could be the last time that these two were face to face in a wrestling ring. So very exciting. Very exciting. Yeah, look at this. Cody sucks egg sign. I did notice that. So not everyone in the crowd were behind Cody. And actually there was a lot of people wearing John Cena shirts as well. A lot of, I know there was orange in the crowd anyway, because we were in Knoxville, Tennessee. But I saw a lot of the Cena orange shirts. So Cena definitely had his support. Logan had no support whatsoever. Right, here's Karrion. He said, yep, I saw it too. I think he's referring to this graphic, but there's only one spot left in Money in the Bank, and I think people were really hoping that Karrion was going to be involved, but they've gone with Punk, AJ. I think El Grande is the surprise. I don't think anyone can kind of blame these two being in the match. I think El Grande is probably the surprise. People were hoping that Karrion would be in the mix instead, but not to be. There's Scarlett. Scarlett reacting. Shooting herself in the head with a hose. Giulia is going to win the Women's United States title, said Roman Reigns, SCN. So that is the vibe. People are very excited about this. I don't think there's loads of love for Zelina's title reign. Certainly during the matches, I'm not getting loads of Zelina love and support. There's a lot of people saying this isn't right. You know, the title isn't like, you know, on the right person. And wow, could it be that this is just a way of getting the belt onto Giulia? Could Zelina be a little bit of a transitional champion, getting that belt from Chelsea, moving it onto Giulia? You know, could it be that this is where we're going? Certainly a lot of people online thinking that Zelina will drop that title to Giulia. Kenny, for your thoughts, says, why isn't he flexing the Dre head that Miz gave him? I'm quite glad he's not, to be honest. I didn't think that was a very good or very cool looking accessory. I think it's an interesting idea. It was just way too big. If you want to have a little Andre head because you won the Andre Battle Royal, I can sort of go with it. It would not have been that design. I think it probably should have been something flat, something that looked a little bit classier, and something much, much smaller. Because the thing that he had looked like it was made of plastic. Looked like you would get it from Dollar Tree. So, yeah, that wasn't it. That was not it. So I'm all right with him not having it. And Wrestlevotes here, look, said you guys can expect a big-time entrance for the return in Bianca Belair tonight, right? That was 7 hours ago. And then 4 hours ago, yeah. So as of 6 p.m., Bianca was set to enter with the University of Tennessee marching band. I don't know what happened between 6 p.m. and showtime, nor do I care. They do care. They do care, because they put that out and then it didn't come true, so they do care. They can change things as they please. Oh, that's nice. And they love to do just that. That last sentence says to me that they do care. Right, so there we go. They hyped up something and nothing came of it. I'm sure these plans are true. I'm sure that plans did just change. But the bit I don't believe them about is the fact they say, don't care, it's all right, not bothered. I wasn't bothered anyway. So that was Smackdown. Wyatts, I think we did the Wyatts folder in our other video. Yeah, we've already done a video on the Wyatts. There's no point covering that again here. I don't have anything else to add. So if you want to check that video out, if you haven't already on the channel. Let's go over to fun, shall we? See what we've got in fun. So Shockwave, shout out to you. I wanted to make sure we had something really good, really fun in the video because we haven't done Unseen in a while. This is brutal, mate. So here, someone's put a compilation together of some of the worst botches and spots from like indie wrestling. Runs for about a minute. It's brutal. Look at it. I've seen this one before. This one is just a classic, an absolute classic, right? Ah! You sort of need the sound for that one. Oh, oh God. Oh, I don't know how fun this was, actually. I'll take it back, man. This is horrible. That one's not... Oh, God. I actually haven't I can't cope when they land on their heads. I can't cope with anything on their heads. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, like that one. Oh, God. Why is it all on the head? Oh, mate. That was okay. I can't. Oh, God. Oh. Oh, God. This is torture. This is the worst idea I've... Oh, God, how long's left? Jesus. This is the worst idea I've ever had. This... no. Off the edge of the... Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that. I can't cope with the head and the neck and all the... Oh, I should have watched that before. I should have watched that before. I could watch that all day, though. Larry, shout out to you. So this is from Saturday night's main events. So I don't know if this was from, like, last weekend, but that's a nice connection, isn't it? We'll all be hoping for another 7 of these at Money in the Bank when they do that tag match. Here, look, just got nice footage of Cody meeting some of the fans. Look at that guy wearing a Cena shirt as well. Pick a lane. You can't stand both. So there we go. There he is, just meeting some of the fans. I think that was before SmackDown. Yeah, in Knoxville. So Larry, thank you. Muggsy, shout out to you. Bayley has got her own custom arcade machine, which is really weird because these are, I'm sure, illegal. I mean, that's got PS2 on it, so do you know what I mean? This is like preloaded with loads of games and everything. That looks awful as well. Because is that the new one or is that the old 2K model? Either way, I don't love the look of that. But it's got that anyway. It's got Crash. I mean, it just looks it looks like the most illegal thing I've ever seen. It's the kind of thing that I don't know that you should really be promoting that you own, because it's probably preloaded with like 40,000 games, all the different consoles. It's probably like none of this is licensed whatsoever. None of this is licensed. So there we go. And who's this boomer? Did he come with it? Is that in case you have to have a second player? They actually provide the second player for you. He lives with Bayley now. This man lives with Bayley. He's very lucky, isn't he? He's done very well. I also think it looks a bit ugly, to be honest. There's like so many different characters. She loves it. Phantom Arcades, right? But it looks so fake. Honestly, I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I'm sure it's great and I'm sure it works fine and all that stuff, but I don't know if that's the kind of thing she should be promoting. But, well, you know, live, laugh, love, you know, fair play. Fair play. If I was a wrestler that had a big reach, I would be promoting dodgy items as well. So, there we go. That was the fun folder. I don't know how fun it was. I'm going to have nightmares. Johnny, yeah, look at this. So, Mark Dallas, the force behind Insane Championship Wrestling, admired by legends. Well, WXM brings him to India to build something epic. So they've gone and got him to help them build something big. I mean, look, this is a big show. Look at this. This, I think, is their vision as to what they want their promotion to look like. And Nate, if I'm WWE, I'm interested here. I'm very interested because that is a promotion that is going to be in India, and they've gone and got the guy that does ICW to kind of oversee it. This presentation looks pretty neat, said Johnny. I can't name a single wrestling promotion in India. So if there is a wrestling promotion that's about to start and this is what it's going to look like, we might have another player on a global stage. It all depends if they can get a TV deal. It all depends if they can build their fan base. But India is an untapped market. We've said this for so long. Unfortunately, I think WWE looks at India and kind of figures that it might not make loads of money. It can't charge loads for sponsorship and ticket prices. And so I think it's kind of been left on the back burner. But now you've got a new promotion that's opening up that could be a big player if it goes well. If they get like TV rights and, you know, get sponsors and don't know. I'm sure WWE are keeping an eye on this situation. Something to be aware of, right? Mariah May, of course, has been removed from AEW's roster page. She is now a free agent. A lot of people expecting her to come into NXT. Hayden, thank you. The WWE Vault channel is going to do Money in the Bank 2010, and we will be covering that. We are going to do a watch along for that on Sunday. So, Hayden, thank you. DJ Mutt King, shout out to you. So here, Vince has launched a new company. Now, no word that this is wrestling connected, but apparently it's going to be called 14th and I Management. 14th and I is a private investment firm focused on sports, media, and entertainment. So they are looking to like invest, to make investments and help businesses grow. And obviously, you know, they'll get returns on that. No word that they're going to invest in anything to do with wrestling. And what's really interesting is 14th and I, right? That was the street that Capital Wrestling, their headquarters was. So it said the firm's name appears to be a reference to a location of historical significance for McMahon and WWE. A 2006 article on WWE.com noted that Capital Wrestling, the predecessor for WWE, so that's basically the company, it was basically WWE in the 50s, was called Capital Wrestling, right? And I think into the 60s as well. So that was the name of WWE back then. And their headquarters were on 14th and I Street in Washington, D.C. in the 50s and the 60s. And the company was run by Vince's father. So it looks like he's taken that name as the new name. How interesting is that? I thought that was really interesting. So a little connection there to WWE. Right, and here, Stephanie, Larry again, thank you. She said, in my second match, I had a fracture on my face, so my makeup fits that. Many people don't know, but the makeup is in honor of a Japanese belief called kintsugi. For when, an example, a plate is broken, they fix it with silver or gold, and it becomes more valuable because it was broken, but now it's whole again. I don't really get that vibe from that. That doesn't look like kintsugi to me, so I don't know if she was having like a different pattern back in the past. But that does not remind me of kintsugi. We've all seen a lot of kintsugi because of the Wyatt Six. And we had a conversation about kintsugi in the Wyatt Six video earlier, actually. That doesn't remind me of kintsugi. But listen, she says that's what it's based on, so fair play. Who am I to argue? I'm nobody. Right, let's go, community. Let's go, thanks. Let's get out of here before my voice completely packs up. So, Dexter, shout out to you. Said, I waited a while for this one. I love these figures. So, there we go, picking up a knuckle cruncher. Jeff, shout out to you, having a Wyatt Six shirt. It's got compliments from 5 different people. So, Jeff, congrats, buds. Raymond getting a retweet from Zelina. So, congrats. Muggsy said, I got inspired to do some wrestlers as dogs after I saw the Quokers that Nick was doing and got a like from Shinsuke. I think we do have some Quokers in here, actually. Junkwax Obsessed. My new Alexa Bliss Lily doll has arrived. You can see some of these are from May 23rd. That's when we were going to do Unseen, but then X had its problems. Blue Eyes, shout out to you. So Blue Eyes said, tonight for my graduation, I decided to honour my favourite wrestler, and I did the Hendry turn. Look at that. Amazing. Excellent work, buds. So Blue Eyes, many congrats. Raymond getting a like from Ariana Grace. And here's those Quokers. So this is the Berserker one. And the Berserker actually responded with Huss. How cool is that? So very, very good. And here, Matt has got his new Lily doll as well. So, Matt, congrats, buds. So there we go. That was the community folder. As I said, anything that's been sent over the last week, I've not had any folders to kind of put those things into. So that's why there's some stuff from today and then a few bits from like the 23rd. But the stuff in between, I've had nowhere to put it, unfortunately. So we're back up and running now, though, friends. So we do have a thanks folder because I didn't thank those that had shared out the last unseen. So Bradley, thank you, buds. Huddle Talk, CM Chunk, Prain User Sports, Mark, Real Wrestling Fan, Wild Child Billy, Ajax, Wrestling's Biggest Fan, Daboomer65, Raymond, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Babs the Barbarian, Claire Webb, Big Bam, MLW Flash, Ty Sinister, It's Kaz 81, Robin, Football 240851123, Lee, Cenobite, Jang Tae Sang, Wrestling Fan since day one. There we go. Did we look at that? Did we? I think we did, didn't we? Brock with long hair. We said it looks like Beauty and the Beast. So, and that would be the Beast, of course, not the Beauty. That would be the Beast. Two beauties, though. Two beauties and one beast. So there we go. So I think we did look at that last time. So there we go. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are back. Obviously, we'll have another Unseen tomorrow. I'm going to go and rest my voice as well. And yeah, another Unseen tomorrow, another Unseen on Sunday, but we're also going to do that watch along on Sunday for Money in the Bank. So there we go. Have a great weekend. Thanks a lot for your support, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.